Welcome back to Fantasy Fights. This time we're going to take a look at how good was Ernie Terrell. Ernie Terrell was the WBA heavyweight champion from 1965 to 1967. Stood 6'6", 198. And here's some of his big opponents during the decade. You can see he fought Cleveland Williams twice. He beat the light heavyweight champion Bob Foster, Eddie Machen, George Chuvalo, Doug Jones, Muhammad Ali was his big fight, and then Thad Spencer. He had a record of 5-3 against the best fighters of the 1960s.
Wearing black trunks with white stripe, weighing 198 and one-half pounds, formerly from Chicago, now fighting out of Philadelphia, Ernest Terrell. And his opponent.
Okay, now we're going to take a look at Ernie Terrell in action. This is against Sonny Liston. They fought an exhibition in Chicago in 1961, and you can see how slightly built Terrell is. He still has that great jab, and they're really not going hard. This is the 63 rematch between Cleveland Williams and Ernie Terrell. Williams is in the white trunks, Terrell is in the black. I want you to notice how mobile he is, his tremendous jab. He's got a great left hook, and he's 6'6". Now, obviously, he's not real big, but he's a tough fighter. Now, Williams was about 6'3", 210. He's one of the toughest fighters in the heavyweight division at this time. Most fighters wouldn't fight him. Only Ernie Terrell and Sonny Liston really took him on. But Ernie Terrell shows his savvy in this fight. That's a great win for him. This is his 1965 title defense. He was a WBA champion, remember, in 65 after they stripped Ali of the title for signing the rematch with Sonny Liston. This is George Chuvalo, the Canadian. Notice the piston-like jab. That jab's what carried him through most of his fights. Good movement. Once again, notice how thin he is at this time. This is 2 years after the 63 fight against Cleveland Williams, and he's still very active, and he wins a 15-round decision. He won the title in 65 against Eddie Machen, and this is the most talked about fight. This is where Ernie Terrell became kind of a household name in 67 when he took on Muhammad Ali in this famous Astrodome fight before 63,000 fans, a unification fight. Now, Terrell is going to lose this fight, 15-round decision. Really not going to be that close, but nonetheless, this was a unification. Notice how he's put on about 20 pounds now, and notice how much slower he is. This is the 1967 fight against Thad Spencer, and Thad Spencer puts down Ernie Terrell. Terrell was heavily favored in this. This was 8 men that were getting together to fight in this unification fight. This is Terrell knocking down Thad Spencer in the 5th round. Thad Spencer is going to pull the upset and go on and win the fight. Spencer's going to lose in the next round against Jerry Corey in the semifinals. Okay, now let's look at Ernie Terrell. Some of his significant victories against Cleveland Williams, Zorro Foley, Eddie Machen, and George Chuvalo. His strengths, he had an incredible jab. I would say that was his biggest strength. Had really good mobility, had a left hook, strong, long reach of 82 inches, quick hands and movement. And in tight, he did a good job holding people. His weakness was just that. He held a great deal, which made him very unpopular. He was not a popular fighter to watch. His fights were not real exciting. He would hit and hold. All right, these are the fighters that I would put Ernie Terrell ahead of during his fighting days. Obviously, he beat Eddie Machen and George Chuvalo. It's questionable whether Machen was in his prime in that fight, but nonetheless, I put him ahead. Also put him ahead of the heavyweight champion Ingemar Johansson in 1959. Bob Foster he beat, although Bob Foster didn't gain the title until 68. I also, because of hand speed and the jab, I would put him ahead of Carl Miltenberg and Oscar Bonavena, two prominent fighters of the 60s. And I would also put him ahead of Floyd Patterson, who was a heavyweight champion, two-time heavyweight champion. These are the fighters that I would put him behind. Obviously, Sonny Liston. I believe Liston would be too strong for him. Surprisingly, I'd put him behind Jerry Corey. I think Jerry Corey would beat him because of Jerry Corey's superior boxing ability. Big question there would be cuts. Joe Frazier and Ken Norton had too much pressure. They would love that in-tight fighting. George Foreman was too strong for Ernie Terrell. Larry Holmes was too good a boxer. He would have matched him with the jab. And, of course, Cleveland Williams did knock out Ernie Terrell in a TKO in 1962. Looking at a little background of Ernie Terrell, he was born in 1939 and passed away in 2014 after a long bout with dementia. He was actually a boxing promoter in Chicago in his later years. Born in Mississippi, grew up in Chicago. He had his own band, and the lead singer in his band was his sister, who at one time was a singer with the Supremes. 82-inch reach, as I mentioned earlier. He was a top contender by Ring Magazine in 1965 and 1966, and this is actually when I started gaining interest in boxing, and I was kind of marveled why he was ranked so high. So I did a deep dive on Ernie Terrell to see why he was the number one contender during those 2 years. Ali was stripped of his title by the WBA, and when this occurred, they formed an 8-fighter fight-off to see who was going to be the new WBA champion. Ernie Terrell was included in that, and he lost in the first round, as I said, to Thad Spencer in a big upset. Terrell was not in very good shape for the fight, and once again had put on a lot of weight. The Ali-Terrell fight was considered one of the biggest fights of the 60s. It was very disappointing. It was a lopsided fight. Ali was too fast. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like, comment, share, and please subscribe. Have a great day.